Okay, welcome to part 8. I did start recording this and then after me cup of tea, and yes, there was a slice of birthday cake still there, so it's now in the belly. My neighbour did come out and we decided to revisit underneath the truck, underneath the van, and where this one bolt was spinning at the other end of the bracket, pulled that bolt out and just spun the whole bracket out of the way. Boom! Took our 2 bolts out and we dropped the tank down, see the nipple, nip it off, put the pipe in. I took about 2 inches off the bottom. Put the little blue pipe in, clipped the snap-on clip over the top with my fuel pipe connected, and ran the fuel pipe, bottled everything up, put it in, sucked a bit of fuel. Diesel's not nice tasting, is it? Popped it in, and guess what? We have heat. It's on. It's working. She's wired in. She is kicking out some serious heat now. So look, we've got me little. Oh. Yep, the heat's going up. It's saying it's 16 degrees in here at the moment. I'd beg to differ. I'd say it's hotter than that. I've got a book to read through, so that's going to be my bedtime reading tonight. I want to find out how you set the all the switches, how to temperature unit, ventilation modes, set the clock, set the timer, start stop setting. It's not the final install. I need to go and get some wiring. I've got it running directly off the batteries at the moment. I want it running off my fuse box, but I haven't got big enough wire, and it senses. I put a smaller wire on it and it sensed it straight away because it does draw quite a lot of volts. It's reading 12.6 volts at the moment. When I had different wire, it was dropping down to like 8 volts. It's like, oh, don't do that. So I've got it running directly off the battery. What I do want to do, where I've got my light switch here, boom, hey, back again. I want to put another switch just below it with a red light in it, so that I've got a heater kill switch, so that when the van is just on the driveway or parked up, and unless I'm using it as a camper van, it's off. It's off, so there's no feed to it. I'm so chuffed with that. I'm so chuffed. Right, what else do we do? Let's have a look. Let's turn you around here. So I've now got running water. Look at that, we got water. So that's tea and coffee sorted. All I've got to do is I've just got to get that wired in. That's a tomorrow job because it's getting a bit dark now, so I'm really happy with that. I have got a hinge to put on my stand for the bed, and that is it. That is us in camper mode. We will be able to go out and cook and eat some nice food. I've got a little barbecue to come out in here as well. We'll be able to sleep, we'll be able to watch the telly, we can have the music going. Just need an awning on, that'd be nice. I want the van shades on, bit of privacy. Although I could make something up if I had to. I could do something quite crude. Just make something simple up. But yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. So, whilst we didn't capture most of that bit on video, it is running. I am super excited about that. And now I can move on to do some other bits and bobs. So stay tuned for more. There's a bit more to add to this video. I'll add in some of the other wiring I've got to do, and go from there. So what's next? That plug socket. Okay, welcome back. So how did we finish yesterday? So we finished off by actually getting the heater in. I know I missed all the video footage for that, because it kind of was a bit sporadic and kind of just happened. But we do have the heat, so I'm really excited about that. So today, what I'm going to do, I've just been out and bought some bits and bobs. I'm going to install, a little switch. Just pop that in the Halfords because only place open on a Sunday. So I've just been down, picked the switch up. I want to put a second switch in there. Going to run the wiring underneath the mat, up inside, back down, take it off the battery, run it round the back and into the fuse board. I've also bought some 27 amp wiring because it's got a 20 amp fuse in it. and when I used a bit of smaller wire, just as a test to get it going, it didn't like it at all. It wouldn't draw the right amount of amps. So I'm hoping that'll be fine from the fuse box. It should be. I mean, it's got a 50 amp supply to it, so it should be fine. And I'm not drawing much off it, the lights, which is pretty minimal. So that's got to be done. I did take the fuse out of the heater because I really want to make sure it's isolated before doing anything else. So I got that done. Tap's working. Brilliant. Boom. We've got running water. It is apparent that I do need some USBs and a 240 volt from the Bluetti down here where the table is. Just when we've got like laptops and stuff, I think that's going to be just ideal just to plug it in there. And I've got the pop-up plug socket over there on the sink. I'm going to just turn that around. Boom, just in the corner there. It's over there anyway. Yeah, so I need to get that wired in today. All the little jobs. Going to bring the dogs in here later on. They haven't been in it. And see how they react. Because when we go out, because we're now ready to go out, albeit no van shades. Mr. Van Shade, I'd like some van shades. Yeah, I really do want to get them in. Black. I want them black. Black carpeted, black blind. Boom. In they go. They would be fan-dabby-dozy. I am toying with the idea of having a partial curtain here. I know I've got blinds for the front. I have seen like shades for their windows there as well. Don't know where to get those. If you know, drop a comment. That'd be great. Yeah. Right, should we get cracking? Let's pull that side panel off, see what that's about, see how easy that comes off. Get the toolbox out. Hope the rain stays away. I'm sure I'm going to dodge showers today. And get that next phase done and dusted. But I just want to quickly touch, because like I said, I did go and get a price to get that put in from Batteries and Solar in Plymouth. Now, whilst it was 606 quid, that's because that's what they do and that's what they charge, and they would have done a fantastic job, no doubt about it. It's a great company in Plymouth. They're not paying me to say this, but I've found them very helpful when I've walked in there and just asked them questions. And they've got everything on the shelf that you need. Obviously, Batteries and Solar is their big thing, but they also have a department that builds campers as well. So I highly recommend them. I just didn't have £606 that I could warrant spending putting that in when I'm more than capable. You just got to take the leap of faith and go for it. And actually, it worked out fine. The only thing I do need to do now is get batteries for my little remote control, and I need to read through the manual and figure out how to set the temperature. That's what I need to do. So a bit of reading later on, get the old goggles on and have a look. Cool, right, let's rock and roll. Let's get this done. Right, oh, bit of hair in the face there. Okay, change the t-shirt there. The weather's not holding off, so here we go. I'll try and do this without opening the door. So I've got all my bits and bobs ready. I've got my little switch with a little light on it, 20 amp. Got some wiring, and I've got my clips and connectors and a bit of trim remover. So first things first is take this off, get my wires. That clicking is my hip. I don't even hear that. Clicking like a bugger. Put my switch in here, run my cable to it, making sure that the LED comes on and off. Yeah, I think that's it. I want to see that running first, just from the battery, and then I will look at running the cables to the fuse board, or because it only draws low voltage, I could just leave it direct on the battery, but I'll have a look at that. I've got options. Right, let's get this off. Ooh. That's not good. My wires fell off. at all. There we go. Could change that, couldn't I? Could change that for one with a little light on it. Right. So I need a piece in there. I think I'm going to put it in from here. Just want to cover it all up with a nice piece of heat shrink to keep it nice and safe. There we go. Okay, a little bit of fun and games. Got the wiring sorted. There's I did get a wire wrong. So she's off. She's on. And I've got a little indicator there. That's exactly what I wanted. Right, time to put everything back. Make it all nice and tidy. The way I've done it, I've ended up with a couple of auxiliary lines there as well. So I can probably run a couple more switches there, but only if I need to. So happy days. She's all on. Power's on. Heater's blowing. Another job ticked off the list. Electrics. I'm not an electrician, but I'm quite confident with 12-volt electrics. However, I've never installed one of them. So anyway, we got there in the end. A little call to a good friend of mine that goes camping as well. Let's Go Everywhere. So check them out on YouTube. Right, on to the next job. Bit of handheld camera work here. So there we go, heaters there, that's all plumbed in, cables all the way, and the switch is over there. Heating's not on at the moment, as you can see, it's off on the display screen. Sweet, on to the next job. I think I need to go and get some parts, because the next job is I want to put in the USB ports and the 240 power, but I want them down here on this panel. Which side, I don't know yet, probably this side. To be fair, I just want to put a couple of USB ports in there and a 240 or 230 volt plug socket in there, so that could be plumbed straight into the Bluetti. Basically mainly for laptops, mobile phones, although I have got some lights going up either side over here, which will also have USB A and C sockets in. There'll be like a couple of reading lights, because these lights are pretty bright. So let's get those in. Right, there is one other job I realised I need to do before I do any more wiring, because I'm just sitting there, keep looking at it and forgetting about it. But I need to put this hinge on. That's to support the leg here, so when the bed flips over, that locks into there. And we've got a stay for the leg. So let's get some screws in there. Make sure she's lined up exactly as I want her. Put a middle one in first. Don't eat screws, by the way. Kids, don't do screws. I will get it. If I keep knocking the bloody thing. Right, come on. Oh, no, I've moved that. Right, just hold it down. You bugger. Right, I can see exactly where that's going to go. I'll put a pinhole in there. So, to turn it into a bed, all we have to do now, remove the cushion, flip it over, the leg locks in, just put your cushions in, one there, oh, let's grab the other one, that one there. We have a bed. Bada bing, bada boom. Happy days. Oh, think I'll have a nap. Right, well, I think I might have found a solution for what I want to do. I just went through the bag of bits that came with the van that I removed. And I've got a case, I've got USB A and C, and I've got, where it did have in this little kitchen area, two 230 volt plug sockets. However, badly wired, as you can see, that one just fell out right there. So I am going to rewire it all. I'm going to find the right drill bits. I'm going to mark it up down there, and then I'm going to put all of these in, but I'm going to use my VE clips. So let's go. I'll start by unwiring some of this. So, a bit of wire in there off camera, but there you go. USB one is in, wired, ready to go. So that was sitting there. Then for the two 3-pin power plugs, I've just mirrored exactly what they've done, apart from they had another lead coming out. I've taken that away because I'm only going to have those two. And then I will plug that straight into the Bluetti. Okay, right. Let's see if we've got the right size drill bits. Let's get it done. Okay, right. So this is quite an important bit to get right, and I am very happy where I've got my holes. So I've got a 38mm bit. Gonna make a bit of dust. I've lined it up with the center of these, and I'm now going to drill the holes so that these sockets fit through, and then I will make sure they're in the right place, screw them in, and off we go. Happy days. Right, let's do this. Got to double check though, make sure I got it right. Yep, we got it. Let's go. Yep, lots of mess. Gonna have to get the Hoover in. What I didn't want was it on me cushions. Right, I do see one fault with this, and that is that will fit, but these feel like they're not going to fit. No, I am nuts here. So I'm just going to get the jigsaw in there, a nice sharp blade, and I'm just going to take it up and out just a tiny bit. That's what I'm going to do. I'm absolutely buzzing. A perfect fit. Let's grab you from there. Let's see if we can get you in. And there we go. A perfect fit. So I'm going to fix that in place, and then I'm going to wire it from the back. I am buzzing with that. Oh, here we go. Here we go again. I need a proper magnet for that. I am so happy how square and straight that is. Turn it down a notch. Right, so I've dry fitted it all. Now I'm going to wire everything in. There we go. So this would be my first one. And that's going to be my earth cable. It's my life. Make sure you get them all in the right place. Obviously, that is really important. And give it a bit of a squash in the opposite direction. Beauty. Didn't like the case then, but that is in proper tight. One more. Doesn't mind the yellow. The red was a bit big. Done. What I will do is put a junction box on the back, or you know, the reverse side of the plug socket on the back, so they're all nice and protected, like I did earlier on the other one. Happy days. Okay, so all I have to do now is put the plug on the end of here, pop it into the Bluetti, test the system. I'm going to run it off the Bluetti's AC sockets. So let's get that done. Right, so time to plug in. It's plugged into the Bluetti on its AC system. So I'm now going to see if the vacuum cleaner works. There's one. There's two. Perfect. Happy days. Next thing to do, put a 5 amp fuse in and then test the USB. However, I'm going to have to unplug the camera and charge my phone up, make sure it works. Here we go. Boom. All done. So the USB ports work. The 240 sockets that run, a pair of them, that are running down here from the Bluetti. I can take the plug out and I can put it straight into the Shore Power plug that I've got. The Shore Power plug. The Shore Power plug that I've got also down there, because it has a spare port in it. One feeds the Bluetti to charge it if I've got Shore Power. Or I can pull that out if I don't need that. And I can just run either my pop-up plug socket from it, or I can run these power sockets from it, or I could just all run it from the Bluetti. I've got so many options on it. So really happy with that. I think that's it. Other than putting those lights in, electric-wise, that's about it. I have got a cable in for a fridge. If I put a fridge in, that's already there. I just have to wire up that. I've got my heater working. I've got it on an app as well now, which is dead handy. Was having an issue with that the other day, and Nordcap got straight back to me in an email once I wrote to them, and they said get the Heat Genie app. Connected straight up, boom, done, dusted. I could set the timers and all sorts for it. It's dead easy. So yeah, happy days. Right, in that case then, that is it for episode 8. I've got quite a bit done. Got the switch wired in, got my plug socket wired in, tidied the cables around. What else did we do? I think that was it, wasn't it? So yeah, happy days. On to the next one. If you like what I'm doing, I'm making a mess of a few things, I think. No, I'm learning as I go. I'm enjoying it. I love it. It's something I'd like to. I'm definitely going to build another one without a doubt, but a bigger van. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you wouldn't mind, give me a share. Help me get those subscribers up. I've got a couple of gym challenges that I'm trying to sort out at the moment. I've got a good idea for one. I'm just asking Bluetti if they want to collaborate on it. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Big major things I need to do in here is clearly the van shades. So clearly van shades need to go in. That will be a big bonus to get those fitted. I think I might be able to do it sooner rather than later. And then, oh, the wife just pulled up. See her go past there. Then it's the roof cage and the tent box and some lights. Other than that, let's go camping.